Right, here guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a typical deadmau5 style sidechain on your tracks. I know this has been done a million times, but hopefully I'm going to be able to show you a way where you can still leave a bit of freedom for editing your track later on. So what I've got here is just some stabs. I'll just play through them for you. Just very simply made with the Wasp, which is a native plugin to FL. I'll also be doing a tutorial on how to make that exact sound. But for now, the first thing you're going to want to do is, once you have your instrument with the sound coming from it, is send that to a mixer track. So I've sent that to number 1, just up here, top right in the FX. I'll close all this down, and I'm just going to rename that stabs, just so I know what's what. Next thing I'm going to need is a kick drum. Now this kick is what is going to control the sidechain. So what you want is a kick with a big waveform. You want it to have lots of sustain in the middle, because this is what's going to make them stabs duck. So I've already got this prepared. You can do it with just about any kick if you add a lot of compression to it. So I've got this kick here, and I'm just going to send that to track number 2. Now if I right click this, and I'll just rename it sidechain kick. Now what I'm going to do with this kick is turn it into a ghost kick. So as I said before, this should leave you a lot of freedom later on in your track if you ever want to go back and change your kick drum sample, or layer it up, or do whatever, because this sound is going to be non-existent. So what you want to do first is make sure you've got this channel selected, hover over to the mixer in this little orange tab, just click that. So now if I go back onto the kick drum, you're getting absolutely no sound from it, but you're still getting a signal. Now, to make this sidechain easier to control, I want to make this kick drum as loud as possible. It won't affect your mix because there's no signal going to the master. So to do this, I'm first of all going to turn the sample up here, and I'm going to go over to the effects rack on the sidechain channel and add some compression to it. For sake of time, I'm just going to stick a Maximus on there. If you haven't got the Maximus, just add some very heavy compression to it. The next thing you're going to want to do is add the fruity limiter to the stabs channel. So if I just go over to the effects slots on the stabs channel, which is channel number 1, and I select the fruity limiter. This is what I'm going to use to actually set up and control that sidechain. If I go back over to the kick channel, and I want to hover over this little line with the arrow above it on the stabs channel. If I right click that in sidechain to this track, now what that's going to do is send this kick signal into the limiter. To actually get it into this limiter, I want to go back into the stabs channel, pick up the limiter, and change this tab down here to comp. This means that you've changed it to a compressor instead of a limiter. Straight away it brings up this little option here called sidechain. Now that you've sent the track from the channel 2 to channel 1, you should just be able to scroll up, and there it is. This is the kick that's coming through. So I'm just going to move this out of the way and go back into the pattern where I've got the stabs flowing. And what I want to do here is add the kick that I previously put in, so that is playing along with that. A little tip for you here: if you tick this little arrow here, the little orange button, it'll repeat the pattern over and over of what you've got in there. So now when this plays, this stabs pattern will be playing through, and this kick will be playing in the background. But you'll not hear any kick signal because we took it off the master before. So now what you want to do is adjust the limiter settings so you can actually create the sidechain pumping effect. I'm just going to play the chords through while the kick's playing along, and I'll adjust the settings so you can see what I mean. Now straight away you can hear the sound, it's ducking, it's bouncing. I'm just going to flick the limiter on and off so you can hear the difference. And that's it. That is how you set up your sidechain. The whole idea of setting up this ghost sidechain is that if you want to, when you're mixing your track, if you ever want to change your kick, you can just change it freely and you won't have to reset all your sidechain settings that you've done. And that's it for this tutorial. Look out for how to create this sound on the Wasp. It's quite simple. I'll just make another quick tutorial on that. Rate and subscribe, leave some comments, and if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Remember to check out the website, which is www.goldshowrecords.com, and thanks for listening.